We now have had the chance to see file number 1044 of 2018. Are you still disputing that this is the personal statement you made to the police on 4th of October 2018?
You know, I want to raise a serious objection. This is a matter 1044-2018 has not been concluded. This is a matter that is alive before another competent court with jurisdiction. Your Honor, my client cannot be cross-examined on matters that are alive before another court. Now that probably the court has allowed us to proceed live, that court might be hearing and watching her submitting there. It is not fair. Your Honor, we object. It can only be mentioned, but she cannot be cross-examined on a matter. This court cannot sit as an appellate court. This court cannot be invited to make a finding of a matter that is likely to also be made a finding from another court. It will be a total embarrassment of the independence of that court and this court. Therefore, Your Honor, we do pray that it can only be mentioned, but she cannot be cross-examined on matters that are alive before your other judicial officers.
Your Honor, I don't know what legal basis my senior, rather my colleague, would have in raising the objection he does. He seems not to realize why we cross-examine witnesses. We cross-examine witnesses, number one, to test the veracity of the allegations they have made in court. In this case, this court. The law on cross-examination, and we can open it, that's why I always carry this machine of mine, allows witnesses to be cross-examined on prior inconsistent statements. These witnesses come to you claiming to be married to the respondent. She has made a written statement which is filed in a court of law, which was used to obtain release from a court of law, in which she concedes that she is not married to the respondent. That's what I meant last time we were here, Your Honor, that we cannot protect our clients from the truth and justice. Either this witness is lying to this court, or she was lying to the other court. And that's why the law permits cross-examination of witnesses on prior inconsistent statements. Witnesses are also cross-examined, Your Honor, to test the consistency or inconsistency of the positions they have taken on the matter in question. It will be a sad day, Your Honor, a very sad day in the administration of justice, if a litigant can walk to the court just next door, who was before the other court just next door, take a position, get release, cross the corridor to this side, take a very different position, and when they are asked, he said the matter is before the other court. Just for the record, Your Honor, I am not asking the line of questions I'm asking to prosecute the matter number 1044. As a matter of fact, that matter was completed. It is not even true that that matter is still pending. It was concluded. So I pray that this objection be dismissed because it is an objection designed to enable this witness jump from one court to another.
Rejoinder. He who comes in equity must come with clean hands. And during the examination in chief, when my client tried to introduce issues of fraud in companies, my good friend was vehemently on his feet, saying that those are matters active before the courts. What is good for counsel will also be good for me. It is our finding that counsel wants the court to have double standard. If to him some areas are very sensitive and they cannot be mentioned because they are a subject of litigation, this also should apply to this place. Number two, you have been told that the case is concluded. That's not true. There's an appeal. I'm getting the appeal number. There is an appeal pending before the High Court over the similar matter. So, Your Honor, let us protect those matters that are before your brothers and sisters. If counsel had a chance to be in that court, he could have prosecuted that argument in that court. Nothing stopped him from prosecuting that court. He has not raised an issue that there was fair administrative action on the part of the judicial officer to deny him the chance to cross-examine my client. If he has discovered new material, he can apply to reopen that matter and cross-examine my client on that matter. You know, it is my humble submission that matters before other courts cannot, will not be part of a decision before this court. I rest my case.
Your Honor, I actually thought the court had ruled on this objection last week. And if I recall, your direction was that we can cross-examine as long as we remember we are not prosecuting the other cases. So to me, I'm surprised when counsel also says that we raised objections about the other cases. That's not what the record says. If you check your record, the objection I had raised was that this witness wanted to say scandalous things about third parties who are not parties to the case, who would have had no opportunity to come and rebut the allegations she wanted to make against those people. What we are dealing with here is not a matter involving another person, but this same witness, this same petitioner, our own statements. Statements filed in court, statements filed with the police. You know, that people must understand when they make these allegations, the purpose of a trial is to test them. Lastly, our witness, when we served this battle on which I'm cross-examining this witness, which was on 8th July 2019, that's when the witness saw that we'll be bringing up this statement she made with the police. She's been comfortable having it on the record until the cross-examination started revealing that she cannot have been saying the truth. Because she, as I keep saying, she must have lied to your brother, the Honorable Renge, or she's lying to you. She cannot have told both courts the truth. And the only reason we adjourned, Your Honor, if I recall, was that the witness was telling you she signed the last page and she needed to cross-check with file number 1044 whether this is indeed the statement that she filed in court. That was the only reason we adjourned. The issue of whether she could be cross-examined on it, now that of course counsel is aware file number 1044 is here and it will confirm this statement is what the witness did, they want to run away from it. It doesn't work like that, not in a civilized society, not in any serious system of justice. And as I said, Your Honor, because I'm on my feet if need be, I can open the Evidence Act, I have it. And I'm sure the court is aware of the provisions of the Evidence Act. They allow cross-examination to proceed on any relevant matter, including prior inconsistent statement. The general rule, Your Honor, is that any evidence that is relevant to the matter in issue is admissible. What is the matter in issue before you? The matter in issue is whether this witness is married to the respondent. That's the issue the court has to determine. How can we say a document in which the same claimant says the marriage never took place and file that in court? How can that not be a relevant area of cross-examination? I could be wrong, Your Honor. I've been wrong on so many things in my short career, but this is not one of them. This is not one of them. It is a relevant matter, going to the very heart. And I dare say, it would actually reflect very badly on the court.
Let's go, not go there, just find out.
Fine, Your Honor. Then all I'm saying is this objection be overruled. It's wasting our time. It is frivolous. I be allowed to cross-examine the witness. In any event, I had extensively cross-examined on the same documents.
Appear before you for the first time, given the fact that it is in various jurisdictions, US, where I have federal law of evidence, state law in California, and also in the UK, where I've practiced for years. Your Honor, when it comes to issues of cross-examination, of which you are very much aware, the can is opened when the witness enters the box to be cross-examined on prior inconsistencies on any matter in that case. It is judicial precedent in international law of criminal justice, particularly the law of evidence. When you come in and you step in and you take an oath of affirmation to swear, you swear to tell the truth, in which case the witness is here. We have been watching her in the US and we have been watching this case. We thank you very much, Ms. Mary. But in that case, she has to be crossed on any matter that's consistent, the matter before the trial. Thank you.
This is my ruling that the plaintiff's counsel has raised an objection in the manner in which the defendant's counsel is cross-examining the plaintiff hearing. It is his view that counsel cannot delve into contents of documents that were made before other courts or before other state agencies. This objection has been challenged by counsel for the defendant contends that the issues raised in cross-examination are meant to test the inconsistencies of the testimony by the witness. I have considered the objection raised, and the Black's Law Dictionary describes cross-examination as follows: the questioning of a witness at a trial or hearing by the party opposed to the party in whose favor the witness has testified. The purpose of cross-examination is to discredit a witness before the fact finder in any several ways by bringing out contradictions and improbabilities in earlier testimony by suggesting doubts to the witness and by trapping the witness into admission that weakens the testimony, unquote. It is clear that in referring to certain documents which were allegedly authored by the plaintiff here, counsel seeks to achieve what has been set out in the Black's Law Dictionary as regards cross-examination. The said documents are contained in a bundle which has since been supplied to parties. This matter was adjourned when it was last in court, so as a witness can assess the said document that has been referred to by counsel. And I find no fault on the part of counsel, and I hold that the line of cross-examination taken by him is in order, and I proceed to overrule the objection raised.
Much obliged.
Just be careful. No, hold on. I think
Where
when we were here last, you had attempted to disown this document. So my question is, are you still disputing that this is your document you made to the police and in matter number 1044?
The documents to the police, I think the police are the ones to produce in
Yes.
court, because this is not the document to the police.
Okay.
And in matter number 1044, I think we will discuss it when the appeal comes.
No, please, you must answer my question. And so that today we move faster. Trust me, Miriam, even the court can assure you, you'll get a chance after I'm done asking you questions to explain through your lawyers. They will ask you another round of questions. So that if we be fair on everyone, please just answer my questions, because you have no right to refuse to answer them anyway. So, is this the document you filed in matter number 1044?
I am answering your question, and just as I've said.
Yes or no, Miriam? I don't want to have to be hard on you when it is not necessary. It's a yes or no. No other answer. Is this the document you filed in matter number 1044?
It's difficult to give you a yes or no, because a relationship like this was not a yes or no. So I need to explain, and you will allow me to explain so that you can get your answer.
The time to explain is not now. Look at page 70. Isn't that your affidavit? Either it is or it is not, Miriam. Which one will you have?
That is my affidavit.
Paragraph 31, can you read it for us? Of that affidavit?
Significantly,
Yes.
The applicant has reported the matter to the police and it is under investigations.
The applicant described in that paragraph is yourself, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
What does the next line read, the one in brackets?
Annexed herein and marked as Annexure MJK4 is a copy of my statement.
Is a copy of your statement, which takes me to that statement at page 75. Isn't this the statement referred to in paragraph 31 of your affidavit?
Paragraph 31 of my affidavit talks about that the matter has been reported to the police
Yes.
and the police will be best placed to bring that statement.
The exhibit MJK4 referred there. Where is it? Can you show it to us? And just for your information, this is file number 1044. So it will help us if we are just honest and cross this matter, because his owner can confirm. As a matter of fact, he has confirmed whether this is the document you filed in matter number 1044.
I think, Your Honor, that is misleading. The court has confirmed orally to us. That is.
Your Honor, I will ask that the court opens the file because it's on your desk. If the witness is disputing it.
Put the question again.
Is this statement at page 75, is it a document you filed in matter number 1044?
As I've said, on matter number 1044, which is under appeal, we shall answer it at that time.
Your Honor, I will seek your protection. I think I've tried to be as nice as one can possibly be with this witness. She must answer the question I put. Perhaps we can show up matter number 1044 from the file. So Miriam, there is number, that file you see there is matter number 1044. Did you or did you not file this document in file number 1044?
Again, as I've said, the matter is under appeal. At that time, we will answer that question when the matter comes up under appeal.
Your Honor, so that we don't waste your time, I will ask the court notes that the witness is being insincere by refusing to answer the question. And I will ask that when we get there, you note that this witness was refusing to confirm a document that she filed in matter number 1044. Nonetheless, Miriam, page 75, can you read for us the penultimate sentence at page 75, the second last sentence? What does it say?
I also did insist on him pursuing his divorce as well so that we could then, after formalization, formalize our union, which he said he had already started, and the process, he had already started the process, but could not diverge any more details in the matter. I continue.
Doesn't that show you knew that the Honorable Linturi was married to someone else as at the date this statement was written?
I cannot comment on this statement.
You cannot comment on it?
No.
Again, Your Honor, so that we don't engage in this back and forth, again, clear this witness doesn't want to confront our own documents filed in court. Can you read for us the next sentence?
To date, this matter has not been concluded and have since discovered he did not commence the divorce process, as earlier intimated, leaving me feeling betrayed and insecure.
It says you discovered he has never instituted the divorce. Doesn't that confirm the Honorable Linturi is still married to his official wife?
The only place that can confirm is the judiciary.
Please answer my question. Doesn't this statement on its face show that you are aware Linturi never divorced his wife?
For us to be able to confirm that, we need the registrar of the
Miriam,
judiciary to confirm.
I'm trying to be a gentleman here, Miriam. So please answer my question. Doesn't the sentence you read confirm that the Honorable Linturi never divorced his lawfully wedded wife?
I'm also answering your question, and I have said the only person who can confirm that is Linturi himself or the judiciary.
Let's go to page 76. Your Honor, again, I'm asking the court to note the witness's response to questions on our own court document. 76, we go to page 76, Marianne. The middle paragraph, can you read for us the second sentence?
It starts with here at the same time.
Nope, here, page 76. At my parents' home.
At my parents' home, his divorce matter was discussed, and he personally committed to pursue and conclude the matter soonest, since my parents, being devout Christians, felt and agreed that the union was not of polygamous nature.
Doesn't that show your parents also knew that the Honorable Linturi was married to someone else?
My parents will be coming here and they will
No.
state.
We are talking about these statements. You're saying at your parents' home, the matter of his divorce was discussed. Doesn't that sentence show both you and your parents and your people and your relatives knew the Honorable Linturi was married to someone else?
As I've said, my parents will be coming here to talk about this, and you will then question them. I cannot discuss them. I can only discuss myself.
Can you read for us the next sentence?
He at the same time, that one?
Yes. Yes.
He at the same time, during the introduction meeting, promised to initiate and the formalization of this relationship through the expected cultural practices of formal introduction of both families through to engagement and dowry payment.
Okay, then
I
the next.
continue.
Mhm.
To date, this has not happened, and he does not want to issue the issue discussed, and that I have tried many times.
So, doesn't this paragraph say in black and white that the required rituals, which is expected cultural practices of formal introduction of both families through to engagement and dowry payment? In short, Marianne, doesn't this paragraph indicate that the marriage you claim to be in never actually took place?
The marriage of 26th of March 2016 took place.
When was this statement written again? Is it before or after 26 March 2016?
As per this document,
Yes.
if I read the last page, it reads
Yes.
12th October 2018.
12 October 2018, which is less than a year ago. Doesn't this document say as of 12 October 2018, the marriage had not taken place and the Honorable Linturi did not want to discuss the matter?
What I am saying under oath is that the marriage took place on 26th of March 2016.
So when you wrote this statement, you were not at oath? Is that what
I
you're
am saying
suggesting?
this is not my document.
It is not your document. Fine. We will live with it.
Thank you.
I'll take you to page 78 of that document. Can you read for us the last paragraph of page 78?
The one of the new investor?
Yes.
The new investor brought securities that were necessary to pre-finance the new business through a bank facility with Family Bank to the tune of 500 million.
Who is this new investor you are alluding to?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know?
Yep.
Okay.
That's good.
78, Your Honor. Did you tell His Honor last week that the Honorable Linturi stole title deeds from your relatives and charged them with family bank?
Yes, I did.
Doesn't this sentence you just read show that your relatives voluntarily gave those title deeds you accused Linturi of stealing?
So if you want me to talk about the title deeds, then let me talk about it, because you stopped me
So
last
please
week.
answer my question.
Yes.
Is this statement, please read it again, the new investor?
Brought securities that were necessary to pre-finance the new business through a bank facility with Family Bank to the tune of 500 million.
Now look at that statement keenly and tell the court, is that statement consistent with your evidence during your examination in chief that the Honorable Linturi stole title deeds?
I I said
Is it on its face, prima facie? Does this sentence you just read, is it compatible with your evidence that the Honorable Linturi stole your title deeds?
I will stick to the statement I made here, and I said Honorable Linturi stole my title deeds, or rather title deeds belonging to my relatives.
Even if your statement says your company gave them willingly?
It's not my statement, I've said.
Okay.
Yes.
Go to page 79.
Okay.
Second paragraph. Can you read it for us?
That one of we successfully secured?
Yes.
We successfully secured facilities with the bank,
Mhm.
which was only available to us for a year, with a possibility of being renewed annually.
Is that paragraph consistent with your evidence that the Honorable Linturi stole title deeds from your relatives?
Again, as I said, I will stick with the statement I made that Honorable Linturi stole properties or titles belonging to my relatives.
Miriam, would I be right to say all the documents you filed in court claim that the customary marriage took place on 16th April 2016?
We corrected that date and
No. Please answer my question. You corrected it, of course, during your oral evidence. What do the documents you filed in court?
There's an affidavit that shows that I've corrected that
Okay.
date to 26th of March 2016.
Have you filed in this court several documents? And please let's help each other because I want to spare the court the monotony of revisiting each and every one of them. Is it not true, Miriam, that according to countless documents you filed, both in this court and in other courts, you claim the marriage took place on 26th March?
I have confirmed that the marriage took place on 26th of March 2016.
Is that what your petition says?
I
Is that the date given in your petition?
I have corrected the date in an
No,
affidavit.
please answer me. Is that the date given in your petition?
I have corrected the date in the affidavit I last sent saying that the marriage took place on 26th of March 2016.
I am not disputing you have corrected. That is clear to anyone. But my question is, aren't there several affidavits still on record that read the marriage took place on 16th of April 2016?
And I insist I have corrected the date by giving the date of 26th of March 2016.
Because your answer will determine the next series of questions I will ask you, Miriam, it is either 16th April or 26th of March. Which date will you take?
26th of March 2016.
26.
Yes.
You said who are the people who attended that function in Nandi?
From which side? From Linturi side
Yes.
or my side?
Yes.
From Linturi side,
Yes.
there were several people. I mentioned them.
Yes, please.
Linturi himself,
Yes.
Mr. and Mrs. Kailanya,
Uh-huh.
Mr. and Mrs. Ntongai,
Uh-huh.
Mr. and Mrs. Bikuru,
Uh-huh. Just go slow so that his owner will note them. You said it was Linturi himself. And who else?
Mr. and Mrs. Ntongai,
Mr. and Mrs. Tongai.
Mr. and Mrs. Bikuru,
Mr. and Mrs.
Bikuru,
Bikuru.
Bikuru,
Bikuru.
yeah.
Yes.
Mr. and Mrs. Mugendi,
Mugendi. Uh-huh.
Mr. and Mrs.
Kailanya, you said?
Yes, I've said Kailanya.
Mr. and Mrs. Kailanya.
Yes.
Okay. Those are the ones you remember.
No, I still remember others.
Okay.
The master of ceremony, the name is just disappeared.
Rufus.
Rufus Miriti, Mr.
Rufus
and Mrs.
Miriti.
Rufus Miriti.
Yes.
John Barrio.
Yes.
John Barrio. Mr. and Mrs. I've talked about Mr. and Mrs. Silas Kidenji.
Kidenji, yes.
Yes.
Did Linturi's siblings attend that function?
No, because they were in school.
No. I didn't ask why they didn't attend. Did any of Linturi's brothers and sisters attend that function?
No, they did not.
Did any of Linturi's parents attend that function?
No, they did not.
Did any of Linturi's cousins attend that function?
I wouldn't know whether any of those people are his cousins.
You wouldn't know.
No.
Marianne, you want this court to believe that a man by the name Linturi went to a marriage ceremony that was never attended by any of his relatives?
Yes, because it is not a requirement that the relatives must attend.
Okay.
Yes.
If I told you Kailanya, who you claim to have attended that function, was not even in the Republic of Kenya on that date, what would you say?
I would say that is a lie because he was there.
Please look at His Honor. I'm putting it to you, Marianne, that Douglas Kailanya was in the United States of America on 26th of March, the year 2016, when you claim he was in Nandi.
Okay, if Mr. Kailanya was not there, then Mrs. Kailanya was there.
No,
I'm
no, no,
sure
no, no.
and I'm certain about Mrs. Kailanya.
You said Mr. Kailanya was at that ceremony, whatever you call it, and I'm putting to you that he was not even in the Republic of Kenya on that date. What would you say?
He was not in the ceremony, but the wife was there.
So now what shall we have? Because your evidence in chief was that Kailanya was there. Your evidence a few minutes ago was that he was there. Now that I've pointed to you, he was in the United States of America, you say he wasn't there. Which one shall we have?
Okay, I've just remembered. He was not there, but the wife was there.
He was not there.
But the wife was there.
So those parts of your evidence, therefore, which say Kailanya was in that ceremony, cannot be true. Either they are true or they are untrue. Would you agree they are untrue? All those documents and your oral evidence saying Kailanya was in this ceremony are untrue, right?
I have said Kailanya was not there, but the wife was there.
Okay. You don't. I don't know whether the court is interested. I have Kailanya's passport, which can easily show whether he was in Kenya at that time. I don't know whether we should go there really, but for me it shows just another inconsistency on this. I'm subject to your direction whether I should show it to the court and the witness.
No, the witness has said it
Okay.
was not there.
Okay.
You'll have a chance, of course,
Okay.
to deal with that
Okay.
in the appropriate time.
Marianne, I will show you another document you filed in this court. A certificate of urgency you filed on 3rd April 2019. I think it's the Bado Yorona filed on 3rd April. Perhaps the witness can be helped. It looks like page 521 of that document. I don't know whether it's clearly. I'm referring to the invitation cards to this ceremony. Perhaps counsel can assist the witness to see them. Your Honor, since it's not paginated, I don't know how now you refer to your records, but it's the document filed by this witness. There's a stamp for that.
In which case?
This particular case.
It's bad, okay.
It's this one.
I'm seeing the certificate, but I don't see the page.
To open your page, Your Honor, and you can give your assistance so that it will try to. It is after exhibit MJK 11. witness has been shown their copy. I think this would be exhibit NJK12 in the affidavit. I would have to confirm. But anyway, we're there, Your Honor. So, Miriam,
Yes.
what is that document you're looking at?
It's an engagement invitation.
It is an engagement.
Invitation.
Now, between an engagement and a marriage, which takes place first? In your understanding of natural sequence of events. I will repeat my question. Between an engagement and a marriage ceremony or a wedding, which one takes place before the other one?
You will notice from the same document.
Please answer my question, Miriam. Between an engagement and a wedding, which one takes place before the other one?
You will notice from the document.
I will ask again. And this one, Your Honor, I think I will ask until the cows come home because
I think it should be very clear under which regime. Customary,
I
traditional,
asked Your Honor,
Christian. Put
I
it to
said we
perspective.
can't protect our witnesses from the truth, not even through the KDF. Miriam, I ask you, in the ordinary sequence of events, between a marriage and an engagement, which one takes place before the other one?
I'm trying to answer your question and you're
Please
refusing me
do,
to answer the
but
question.
it's because
So-
you're kicking about the bush. Just
Yes,
tell me, which
because
one?
I have said within the same document,
Mhm.
there is a word koito akchai, which
Yes.
is what do you call a translation of what this is.
Okay.
Koito akchai in our tradition in Kalenjin, that is the wedding ceremony.
What does your document read? It is titled what?
This is the
At the
English-
top, where it is in English. What is it?
This is the English version.
Yes.
The Kalenjin version is
Yes,
koito
the language of the
akchai.
court is English, and luckily you have written it in English. What is that invitation?
It is written engagement invitation.
It is written engagement
Invitation.
invitation in
Yes.
English, right?
Yes.
And that's why I asked you the question. Between an engagement and a marriage, which one takes place before the other one?
As per the customary marriage that we used, we did the engagement and the marriage is one and the same function.
Okay. This document, when does it say the engagement will be held? I can show you for
will be
quick.
held on
Which will be
16th.
held? Can you read it for His Honor? Which will be held?
On the 16th of April 2016.
Which will be held on the 16th of April 2016.
16.
So, Marianne, you're telling the court, you got married on 26th March, but got engaged on 16th April.
That is not what I'm telling the court. I have corrected the date and said this ceremony happened on the 26th of March 2016.
So what are we to make of these cards? They are also your documents. Luckily, it's you who have brought them to court.
If you
That tells us the engagement took place 3 weeks later.
If you remember from last week when I talked about this engagement and this koito, I said the date initially given was 16th of March. Mr. Linturi himself changed the date and brought it forward
Okay.
to take care of the
Okay.
Easter holiday, and the date was brought forward from 16th of March to 26th of March, to 16th of April to 26th of March 2016.
Have
That's what I
you
said last
placed?
week.
Have you placed any document in this court showing that change you're now saying in your witness box?
There's an affidavit I've signed that said 26th
Of course,
March.
after the event, the documents filed in court, don't they all talk of 16th April? And I'm showing you this invitation to show you yet again, when you claim there was a marriage between you and the Honorable Linturi, it's a contrivance, Miriam.
I have said that the marriage took place on the 26th of March 2016.
But the engagement took place when?
On 26th of March 2016.
So why did you then bring documents reading differently? They are your documents.
This is not my document. It is a document of one of the witnesses who will be cross-examining.
It is not your document.
It is a document of one of the witnesses you will be cross-examining.
Have you checked whose affidavit it is attached to when you say it is not your document? Can you read there? This is the exhibit marked MJK4. This is a document actually attached to your affidavit, not to another witness like you now want to make it appear.
All right. So I could have attached it, but the author of this document is not me. It's
Okay.
one of the witnesses you'll be examining. However, I will stick to the document. It is an engagement and it's a coito. And that is the wedding ceremony of 26th of March 2016.
We'll actually come to whether coito is a wedding ceremony or something else. In your witness statement, you said, and even in your evidence, you said Silas Kamui was there in this ceremony.
Yes.
Is he coming to give evidence to
Um,
confirm that he was at that ceremony?
In one of my affidavits, I have already indicated that my
Is he
witnesses.
or is he not? It's a simple yes or no. Will Silas Kamui be coming to court to confirm that he attended this wedding you are alluding to?
In one of my affidavits, I have indicated that the witnesses from Meru have been threatened,
Okay.
and he's one of the ones who have been threatened.
That may work, but my question, which you're not answering, is he coming or is he not?
I know he has been threatened not to come.
Is he or is he not?
He has been threatened.
You
So
know,
do
I will
not
start
know-
behaving like you, Marianne,
Yes.
to utaiulizana hii swali mpaka jioni. Is he or is he not coming?
I know he has been threatened.
Is he or is he not coming?
He has been threatened not to come.
Okay.
So up to now, I don't know because he has been threatened.
Rufus Miriti, the master of ceremony, is he coming?
He has also been threatened.
He has also been threatened.
Yes.
Other than your own allegation that they have been threatened, which is easy to make, have you placed any evidence of those threats before this court?
I have done an affidavit.
Have you placed any evidence showing who has threatened him and the nature of the threats?
I have done an affidavit indicating that they have been threatened.
Yeah,
And
that's a
therefore-
bare allegation in your affidavit that he has been threatened. That's not evidence, it's just an averment. Have you placed any material that would entitle his honor to believe these gentlemen have been threatened by anyone not to come and give evidence?
An affidavit is a document signed under oath, and I have placed an affidavit in court saying that they have been threatened.
Yes, unfortunately, your affidavits, Marianne, have many inconsistencies and untruths. Why would we believe you on this one? Why would we believe that affidavit you are alluding to when we could spend the whole day combing affidavit after affidavit where you're saying things that are inconsistent and untrue?
I insist that I have done an affidavit saying that these witnesses of mine have been threatened.
I put it to you, the reason they are not coming to testify is because this alleged ceremony was not the ceremony of the type you would want the court to believe it was.
I will repeat again, my witnesses have been threatened, so they are not coming.
Has the
Because they have
Honorable
been threatened.
Linturi attended functions in Nandi that have nothing to do with marriage?
Yes, he has.
He has attended an Arambe there, right?
Not around Arambe.
What was it?
He accompanied me to visit my parents, and in the process, we went to the County Assembly of Nandi to pay a courtesy call.
So if your answer is that the Honorable Linturi has actually attended functions in Nandi that have nothing to do with marriage, I put it to you that you're just latching on to one of those functions to christen it as a wedding ceremony when it was something different altogether.
I will still insist that my marriage with Linturi took place on the 26th of March 2016.
Okay.
Yes.
I will show you your original divorce petition. This is the original divorce petition you filed in Meru. Can you read paragraph 4 for His Honor?
That on or about the 1st June of 2014, the petitioner and the respondent then divorced, cohabited with each other at Kileleshwa K20, Gatundu Road, Nairobi, and thereafter, on the 16th of April 2016,
First, let's pause there. Again, you're talking of 16th, not 26th, isn't it? Okay, on 16th of April 20?
Solemnize their union by
Mhm.
way of customary marriage under the Meru and customary law.
So that paragraph, if I am correct, Miriam, says you married Linturi under both Meru and Nandi customary systems. True or not?
I think you will recall that
No,
that
no, no, no.
affidavit
It's what it
was
says.
amended.
No. Miriam, by the way, the law does not even allow you to amend affidavits. Eh?
Not
But
affidavit, so this is a petition.
it's a
It was
petition,
amended.
fine. Does it say you celebrated both Meru and Nandi customary marriages with Linturi?
Let's talk about the amended
Yeah.
petition.
I think that document is not in court record. It's a dead
Yeah.
document.
That's the one I will serve, Your Honor.
It is an amendment. We have an
We'll
amendment.
come to the amended, Your Honor. Let counsel stop jumping the gun.
But Your Honor, somebody can't be asked what does not exist. There is no life in it. It has been amended. What we are dealing with is what has been amended.
Your Honor, if the amendment is one that goes to the credit and the inconsistencies of the witness and our case, this witness came to this court, that time in Meru, saying she was the wife of the Honorable Linturi under both Meru and Nandi customary laws. That was our case in black and white. Of course, she has amended it, and I'm coming to that in my next line of cross-examination. What I need for now is for her to confirm that our initial claim was of two types of marriage, Meru and Nandi. True or not?
I was married under the Nandi customary law.
No, that's not my question, Marianne. Your Honor, perhaps I need your guidance because I am conscious of judicial time. Since this witness consistently refuses to answer my questions and decides to answer other questions, either you give me protection and insist that the witness answers the question, or we proceed the way I proposed the other time, which is that you note, for purposes of when you go to reflect on what weight to give to a story, that each time she was shown a lie in her claims, she refused to answer the question.
I left that we note and proceed.
Much obliged.
Submissions will be made in that regard.
So, Marianne, I'll show you the amended one, which you want to latch onto. You actually made two amendments. So, I'll show you the first one. Your Honor, we are referring to the amended petition. I think amended on, I'm not usually very good at, it must be 3rd April. That April 2019, Your Honor, that's when the witness in this battle, is the last document in the battle. So, Miriam, I will take you to that amended petition. Paragraph 4. Can you read it for us?
So, the amended petition says that on or about the 1st of June 2014, the plaintiff and defendant, then divorced, cohabited with each other at Kileleshwa K20, Gatundu Road, Nairobi, and thereafter on the 16th of April 2016, solemnized their union by way of customary marriage and under Meru and customary law.
So again, even your amended petition, you disowned the original. Even the amended petition, Marianne, talks of both Meru and Nandi customary marriages. True or not?
I think we need to refer to the correct document.
We
and
will
the correct
go. We'll go
document-
there. For now, let's stick to this one, please.
The correct document is the further amended.
We will come to that one. For now, let's stick to this one. Doesn't your amended petition, the one amended on that April 2019, doesn't it claim both Meru and Nandi customary
Let me
marriages?
read the further amended
No,
document.
no, no,
That
no,
is
no.
the
It's
correct
me who
document.
chooses, Marianne. I try to avoid being hard on ladies. The problem is you're being a difficult lady. Does the amended document show or claim you married under both Meru and Nandi customary systems? It's either it does or it doesn't. We'll come to the one, trust me, it's actually the next. For now, let's stick to this one.
Let me go to that one. Let's go to the one that is amended, the correct document. Let's deal with the correct document.
For now, we'll deal with this one.
I will deal with the correct document that is before this.
Okay, Your Honor, again, I'm asking you to note that this is a witness who ducks from her own claim when it is shown to be untenable at every turn. So let's now go to the one you want us to go to. Read it for us now.
That on or about the 1st June of 2014, the plaintiff and defendant then divorced, cohabited with each other at Kileleshwa, K20, Katundu Road, Nairobi, and thereafter on the 16th of April 2016 solemnized their union by way of customary marriage under the Nandi customary law.
Under the Nandi.
Yes.
So you have now dropped the Meru one, isn't it?
Yes.
Would I be right, Miriam, to say when you went to court claiming to be married under Meru customary law, you are lying both to this court and to the other courts?
This is what my petition
Please
says.
listen to my question. I put it to you, Miriam, based on your own documents, that when you came to this court, when you went to court in the case number 1044, when you went to High Court, OS number 71 of 2018, among others, claiming to be married under Meru customary law, you were lying to all those courts, weren't you?
What I have said before this court.
Please answer my question. Were you or were you not lying to the court when you filed pleadings claiming you are married to Linturi under Meru customary law?
What I have said before this court before, and I will repeat it now, is that we were married under the Nandi customary law, and in that meeting, the Merus who are there are also requested that there is a ritual that is done within the Meru that they would also like to do, and they were told it's okay, they will do it, but outside the room, at the celebration center, when we will be having our celebration.
Is that what your documents read? Is that what your pleadings read? What you're now saying in court? Is that what your claim says?
I clarified that in court, and I said that during my hearing chief.
I put it to you, Miriam, that the reason Rufus Mireti and all these other people are not coming to testify is not because they have been threatened, as you want the court to believe, but because you wanted them to lie that there was a Meru customary marriage celebrated between you and the Honorable Linturi. And that's why they are not coming to support your case.
If what you say is true, then they should have come here to say what I am saying is wrong.
Okay.
Yes, but I have insisted they have been threatened. Because if it was not about that, they should have then come to say I am lying.
Did you obtain reliefs from several courts on the basis that you are married to the Honorable Linturi under Meru customary law?
You need to specify which reliefs.
Did you get any relief from file number 1044 based on your claim of Meru customary marriage?
I think we have the ruling of 1044.
No. It's either you did or you did not. Did you point out to the court in number 1044 before it gave you protection orders that your claim for Meru customary marriage was not true? When you got that interlocutory relief, did you disclose to the court that contrary to your pleadings, the marriage was actually only Nandi?
I think court records are very clear. The orders are there. The decision of Honorable Renge was based on our relationship, not a marriage. And the court should look at that. It is nowhere expressly provided for that the protection orders were based on a marriage. That question was left before this court for determination. The court relied on the simple finding that there was a relationship, a sexual relationship, an intimate relationship, akin to a domestic relationship. That is the basis of those orders. So let my client be protected from counsel who wants to impeach when there is nothing for impeachment.
Your Honor, I don't know. My learned friend came to this case exposed. There were other counsel handling it. I'm not sure he has read the record correctly because, contrary to his interjection, all the pleadings, not just in 1044, not just in the case before you, not just in 71. Earlier on, I told you this particular witness has filed between 15 and 20 cases against the respondent, and in every one of them, the claim was that she was in both the Meru and Nandi customary marriage. And the only reason I'm examining this is not to go into those cases because I must assure my friend I have even no time for that, but to show this witness that she's not a witness of the truth. Because if she could have the audacity to obtain relief from several courts based on a certain set of allegations, which she has now disowned, but she's happy to continue enjoying those reliefs, even as we speak. Because it must be taken the relief she was given was based on the pleadings.
Still, this is the direction we find ourselves in this quagmire. Counsels want this court to revoke orders or reliefs given by the other courts. That's the line counsel is going to. That there was misrepresentation of facts. Courts of law have found their findings. Pleadings were there and arguments were presented. I urge this court not to be invited to deal with matters already decided on merit. My client has put it very clearly. When time will come for us to submit whether Mursik and Mira constitute two different regimes of marriage, we'll do to that. That is a legal question. My client has properly put it to everybody that the Mira is a mere customary practice. It's not a Kalenjin customary practice. During examination in chief, the foodstuffs that were brought are original foodstuffs grown in Meru. Therefore, what she is trying to say is that there were regimes in the house for the Kalenjin customary marriage, and outside the Meru customary traditions were conducted. I think that's now clear.
Your Honor, I don't think my colleague has understood me. I keep repeating, I'm not here to try the other cases. All I'm trying to do through this cross-examination is to help the court decide what weight to attach to the evidence of this witness, whether she's a creditworthy witness or not. And the reason I'm asking this, even if we take, which she wants to latch onto, that I've amended these claims, therefore that I shouldn't go there because I've amended. She's only amended last week. After enjoying the release based on the erroneous claim for close to a year now, it says something about her credit and the weight that should be given to her testimony.
We have drawn the line as to how we are going to engage, kindly proceed the way we are.
Okay, thank you much.
Miriam, are you aware that the exchange of Mira does not constitute a marriage under Meru customary law?
I was married under the Nandi customary law.
Please answer my question. You're the one who gave evidence about Mira and the certain shape it had. Are you aware? It's either you're aware or you're not. Actually, it's a very easy question. I don't know why you are attacking it. Are you aware, Miriam?
I am answering the question.
That
And
at
if
the
you
Meru-
can allow me to
Mhm.
answer the question to the end, then you can stop me.
It's because you're answering a different question from the one I'm asking. And I told you it will help you a lot if you just answer yes or no. So my question is, are you aware, under the laws, customs, and traditions of the Meru, the exchange of Mira does not constitute a marriage?
I repeat again, when I was married under the Nandi customary law, and when that event was happening, the people from Meru who were there requested that also their part of their ceremony or their part of the process be done.
Yes.
And it was agreed that it cannot be done within the room, because within the room where the marriage was taking place is a Nandi customary law. They will do that outside when with other guests to show what that nini was. And outside they exchanged mirror and said mirror is a sign of a union between the two.
Okay. And
So
I'm telling
they
you,
are the ones who told
I'm
us.
putting it to you, Miriam.
Yes.
Are you aware, contrary to what you were told, Mira is not a sign of any union under the laws, customs, and the traditions of the American. Either you're aware or you're unaware. It's a very simple question.
What I will insist and I will tell you is that this is what was told to us. I am not a Meru. I do not know what Meru
Your Honor,
say.
so that we make progress, we'll
Yes.
follow the advice you gave me, which is we note the witness doesn't want to answer that question. But are you also aware, Miriam, that the drinking of mursik does not constitute a marriage under the Nandi customary laws or the customary laws of any other community?
One of my witnesses is an expert witness.
Okay.
That will be a question that will be asked to him and he shall answer.
Okay.
Thank you.
Would I be right, Miriam, to say that the first, that a Nandi marriage, or rather a Nandi customary marriage, is constituted as a process rather than an event?
Again, as I said, the expert on the Nandi customary
Yes.
marriage will be coming.
Fine.
And I think he's
But
the
would
best
you
placed
agree? Would you agree? You don't need to be an expert to answer this question. That marriage, whether under Nandi customary law or Meru or whatever other system, is a series of events as opposed to a single day's event. Are you aware?
So that I'm not accused of further contradicting myself or
Yes.
contradicting myself,
Mhm.
let the expert come and answer that question.
You're a Nandi yourself, right?
Yes, I am.
Is it your case before this court that Nandi customary marriages, all the relevant steps are taken on a single day's event? Is that what you want the court to believe?
As I have insisted and I've said,
Okay.
let the expert come and tell us.
Would I be right, Miriam, to say that the first step towards a Nandi customary marriage is that the boy's parents visit the girl's family? That is the very first step. Would I be right?
As I've said again, the expert who is our expert witness on the Nandi customary marriage is a witness,
Okay.
and he will come and testify and explain that.
Would I be right, Miriam, to say the next step is called koito, the one you are talking about, which is basically about dowry negotiations? It's not even the marriage.
Again, the expert witness will come and explain that.
The experts will come and unfortunately, it's your case, it's not the experts, but we'll deal with that. Would I be right to say the third step in that journey is if the dowry negotiations are successful, the girl adds butter to her father, who anoints the parents of the boy with that butter?
Again, the expert witness will come and tell us that.
Okay. Was any such butter applied in this ceremony on the parents of the Honorable Linturi?
I believe there are reasons why that.
Was
that-
it or was it not, Miriam?
Let the expert witness come and tell us, and then we can answer that question.
Okay.
Yes.
Did the Honorable Linturi's parents visit your home to ascertain whether you had agreed to marry the Honorable Linturi?
As I mentioned the last time, that I was informed by Linturi and his people that the parents do not come for a second, third wedding for as long as they have attended the first one, as per their customs.
Your Honor, with permission from my learned colleague, I'm sorry to be interrupting. I would like to request the court to declare this witness hostile. If not, then to adjourn the case so that we can have a psychiatric examination of her, or if anything else, to have a lie detector. Thank you.
Perhaps we'll get there, Your Honor, when we reach there. For now, we can, I think the court has. So, Marianne, tell me, did the Honorable Linturi's parents visit your parents, which is the very first step towards constituting a Nandi marriage?
In my evidence in chief, I did mention that I was informed by Linturi and his people. I'm
Please,
answering the question.
You're not.
I am answering the question.
Okay, answer.
I was informed by
Okay.
Linturi and his people
Oh.
that when another marriage had already taken place and the parents had already visited that home, they cannot then therefore go to another marriage. Hence the reason why they did not come for this particular
This
action.
person who gave you that information, will he be coming to testify in this court?
Yes, he will.
What is his name?
Medical Linturi.
Oh. Unfortunately, he will not be coming to testify. Would I be right to say koito, which is the ceremony you seem to be familiar with, is actually an engagement ceremony? It is not a wedding ceremony.
Again, as I said, the expert witness will come and tell us, but as I am aware myself, the same koito is a wedding ceremony.
Okay.
Yes.
Are
But the
you-
expert witness will come.
Are you aware, Miriam, even after koito is done? Are you aware even after koito is done, that the girl's family visits the boy's family to view the dowry or the cattle to be paid as dowry, as the third step towards a Nandi customary marriage?
What I am aware of is that the expert witness will come and explain. And what I'm also aware of is that the traditions have changed a lot.
Or they have
And-
changed a lot?
Yes, and nowadays cash is given in placement of the actual cows.
Okay, we'll come to the cash.
Yes.
Are you aware that there is a ceremony called ratet in Nandi customary marriages, which takes place at the boy's home as opposed to the girl's home?
I think again, as I said, this expert witness will come and tell us.
Okay, fair enough. Has there ever been held any ceremony of your marriage at Linturi's home, or any step towards the said marriage? Because according to the Nandi, actually ratet is the most important.
What I can tell you is that my parents visited Linturi's family after our ceremony.
Okay.
Yes.
Did you tie special grass called sequitet? My lord, my Kimeru accent is coming in the way here. But are you aware, Miriam, that at this ratet ceremony, the boy and the girl tie a special grass on one another, around each other's wrist in particular?
Again, as I've said, I'm not an expert in that.
You're not an expert.
No, so the expert witness will come and tell us.
I'll show you actually a judgment from our courts, which tells us what a Nandi customary marriage would look like, and you tell us your comment on it. Your Honor, this is a judgment of the Land, Environment and Land Code of Kenya at Nakuru, ELC case number 561 of 2013.
Considering what you have been saying,
Yes.
are we going to achieve much to be sure this authority?
Okay, we'll leave it to submissions, Your Honor.
Yeah, we leave it.
We'll leave it to submissions. You told His Honor that dowry was paid for you, right?
Yes?
And you said it was in cash?
Yes.
Other than your word of mouth, have you placed any material? You have many photographs in these bundles of yours. Have you placed any photographs showing this cash being added over?
I think the person who received the cash is part of my witnesses.
No,
and
it's your case. It's not that. Have you? It's either you have. You see, Miriam, the problem with cash transactions is we never know whether they took place. That's why I'm asking you. Have you placed? You have so many photographs of this event you claim, 16th April, then 26th March. Does any one of those photographs show the cash being given as dowry?
You have asked whether I've placed a document or cash, or photograph.
A photograph or any other document?
Document, yes. An affidavit of the person. Who
That's the allegation. I'm talking of a document that proves, that shows cash was indeed paid.
An affidavit is a document.
I put it to you, Miriam, that no cash was ever given to your parents in the name of dowry.
That will be a question to be answered by that particular witness who received the cash.
Okay.
It is not me who received.
Fair enough. You also said a gift was given to your mother
Yes.
in the form of a car.
Yes.
Is that still your case? That
Yes,
your
it is.
mother was gifted a car?
Yes, it is.
Was that car ever transferred to your mother?
It has never been transferred to my mother.
It has never been transferred.
Yes.
Therefore, I would be right to say when you say it was given to her, that cannot be correct.
It is correct because it was given to her and she has it to date.
Can you claim a gift is complete when it has not been officially transferred
I think
to the donee?
you will appreciate that at that point when the gift was given to her, she was a director of that company.
She was a director
Yes, of Articon.
of Articon.
Yes.
Did the registrar of companies reverse that directorship?
It is a matter before court.
No, either he did or he didn't. Please answer my question.
It is a matter
Did
before
the
court.
registrar of companies, Miriam, cancel your mother's alleged directorship in Articon?
It is a matter before court. It's a fraud matter before court.
Did the registrar cancel or did he not cancel or remove your mother as a director of Articon?
I have said it is a fraud matter before court. It's under a case number E138 of 2018.
Your Honor, I will invite you so that we don't have to note that the witness is yet again refusing to answer that question. The answer is actually in file number 1044. So that we don't, but if the court wants to see it, I can open the relevant document.
We will look at it.
Okay.
If it's with us, it's safe, we'll look at it.
Okay. We'll note that. At page 98, who is indicated to be the registered owner of this motor vehicle? Page 98. When is the date of this search?
The date of the search is 19th of June 2019.
19th of June 2019. That's about 2 months ago, isn't it?
Yes.
And the motor vehicle registration number, is it the same motor vehicle you claim was gifted to your mother?
It is the vehicle gifted to my mother.
Yes.
Yes.
Now let's go to page 99.
Yes.
Who is the registered owner of that motor vehicle?
Articon Limited.
Articon Limited, isn't it?
Yes.
Is your mother called Articon Limited? Is that your mother?
I have said the car was gifted to her
Okay.
and she became a director or shareholder actually of
Yes.
this company.
What is the color of that car as given in that search?
Grey.
Gray. Is that the color you told his owner when you were giving your evidence in chief?
I gave a color of silver or grey, I don't remember.
No. Is it or is it not the color you gave?
I don't remember, but I think I said silver
You said silver.
or grey. I don't know, but I think I said silver.
I put it to you that the color given on the official search is very different from the color of the motor vehicle that you gave during your evidence in chief. What are you going to say about that?
We would stick by the records in the motor vehicle.
We'll stick by the records
Of the motor vehicle.
on the motor vehicle search, isn't it?
Yes.
You told his honor that the Honorable Linturi and yourself were at Sopa Lodge
Yes.
on the date of the motion for impeachment of a cabinet secretary, right?
Yes. Yes.
Are you aware, Miriam, that the Honorable Linturi has never set foot in Sopa Lodge?
We were together there.
Are you aware, I'm asking you, that the Honorable Linturi has never set foot in Sopa Lodge?
I am aware that we were together there on that particular date, and after that, we have been there severally with him.
So if we subpoena the records
Yes.
from Sopa Lodge, they will show the Honorable Linturi has spent there.
It is who was booked in.
Oh,
We need to check who was booked in that time.
okay.
Yes, but even after that,
Uh.
there have been events and incidences where we have had holiday time in Sopa Lodge.
And I put it to you, those events are a creation of your imagination, because my instructions are that the Honorable Linturi has never set foot in Sopa Lodge.
I will put it to you that we were together with Linturi in Sopa Lodge on the day the motion was taking place.
Let's go back to your original divorce petition. What relief did you ask this court to give you in your original divorce petition?
I think we will go as far as relief I have asked in my
No,
back
Marianne,
petition.
perhaps I should tell you, just out of generosity, you don't actually have the liberty to duck all these questions. What relief did you ask the court to give you? Can you read it?
I will go by the
Can
relief
you
I
read
have
it,
asked.
Marianne? Can you read what is written on you?
Oh, to read
What
what-
relief have you sought?
To read what is written here,
Yes.
I can read, but that
Please
is not
do.
the relief I have.
Read it.
Okay. So I start from where?
It's highlighted.
From A,
Yes.
that the Honorable Court does presume that there is a presumption of marriage under Ameru customary law between the petitioner and the respondent.
Let's pause there.
Mhm.
You're asking this honorable court to presume the existence of a marriage, isn't it?
As I
Isn't
said-
that what it says
I
for
have-
now?
As I have said,
Listen,
these are the
Marianne.
correct reliefs.
We'll come to those ones.
No, I think
Trust
we
me,
need-
we'll come to them.
No,
Let's
we-
stick to this one for now.
Let's stick to the right documents.
Mm-mm.
Yes.
Your
Let's
Honor.
stick to the right documents.
It is me cross-examining the witness, not the other way around.
Yes. Just answer the question. You're obligated to do that. by the way.
Even though we allowed you to duck them, actually, the
As
law
long
is
as they
you.
are not demeaning
Yes.
or in any way putting you to disrepute.
So can you read the relief number 8 that you sought?
Again, Your Honor, as I've said, that these reliefs were further amended and I will have the correct.
Marianne, we're
amended
only asking you
reliefs.
to read.
Okay, reading, I will
Yes,
read.
please do.
Okay, so let me read. That the Honorable Court does presume that there is a presumption of marriage under Ameru customary law between the petitioner and the respondent.
Let's pause there. Are you aware someone does not ask the court to presume a marriage when they have evidence of that marriage?
That I think is a question of law. I cannot be able to answer. I'm
Fine.
not
If
aware.
that's your answer, we'll take it. But I'm informing you, for free actually, that you don't seek that prayer when you have evidence of the marriage in question.
So do I then read the correct?
Let's go to B. We'll come to that one, trust me. Read B.
The customary marriage between the petitioner and the respondent under Ameru customary law hearing solemnized on 16th of day of April, 2016 B, and is hereby dissolved.
Okay. So you want the court to presume a marriage, and then after presuming it, to dissolve it. Marianne, are you aware that a person must be married first before they can obtain a divorce?
And I think that is a question on,
Either she's aware or she's not, Your Honor. That's
She's
what I'm
not-
asking.
She's not counsel. We can deal with that during the submissions. Ask her facts that she has knowledge.
Your Honor, if the relief had not been coached as you presume first, because this question flows on the previous line of questioning. But if the court wants us to deal with it in submissions, I'm okay. So what is the direction, Your Honor?
No, put the question first. Let her say whether she knows or not. Then you pick it up at
Submissions.
submission level.
So, Marianne, are you aware that you cannot obtain the relief of divorce in the absence of a valid marriage?
what I am aware is that I asked for divorce in the presence of a marriage.
Listen to my question very well, and I think now the court has told you, although we have been indulging, you are actually obliged to answer this question. Either you are aware or you're not aware. So are you aware that divorce is not available to anyone in the absence of a valid marriage?
That I do not know.
You do not know.
Counsel can
Good.
guide me.
Let's go to your amended petition, the one amended on 3rd April. The one of 3rd April, Miriam, not the latest one. Yeah. 2019.
Okay.
What is the relief you've asked the court to give you?
As per this amended petition, it reads that the Honorable Court does presume that there is a presumption of marriage under Meru and or Nandi customary law between the plaintiff and the defendant.
So again, you're asking the court to presume that there is a marriage at the Meru and Nandi customary law.
And I still insist
Okay.
that we use the correct
That's
document.
okay. Let's go to the correct one.
Thank you.
What does this say?
That the Honorable Court makes a declaration that there is a marriage under Nandi customary law between the plaintiff and the defendant.
So you have now moved from a presumption to a declaration, isn't it?
This is the correct position. And that's why it was an amendment.
Are you aware that relief you're seeking is unknown to the laws of Kenya?
That I wouldn't know. My counsel
You wouldn't know.
would
Fine, we'll deal with it in submissions.
Thank you.
Go to page 100 of the Bible you're holding. I seem to have misplaced my Bible, Your Honor. I think Karanja is being naughty again. Page 100, Miriam.
Yes.
What is that document?
It's an order.
Obtained by yourself, isn't it? Who granted this order and when was it granted? According to page 101?
It was granted and on the 25th day of October 2018 by Honorable I. Orenge, Senior Resident Magistrate.
Can you read what that order says? Just read Roman 1, 3, and 5.
Okay, Roman 1 is restraining the respondent from physically or sexually abusing or threatening to abuse the applicant's staff, their 6 children, and or any other person associated with the applicant. 3.
In your evidence in chief in this court, did you give any evidence of the respondent physically or sexually abusing anyone?
Physically, yes, I did.
You did.
Yes, he physically abused me,
Okay.
and I said that.
You said he was drunk, if I recall.
But he physically abused me.
Okay.
Yes.
Number 3, what does this say?
Restraining the respondent from intimidating, harassing, stalking, and or engaging in any behavior which amounts to emotional, verbal, or psychological abuse of the applicant and or the 6 children.
And Roman 5?
Granting the applicant herein the right to exclusive occupation of the shared residence being My Rich Country Villas, house number 16, erected on LR number 7785/1324, in bracket IR number 123703, and use of the facilities associated therewith by excluding the respondent from the said residence, restraining the respondent from engaging or threatening to engage in cultural or customary rights or practices that abuse the applicant herein, restraining the respondent also up to there.
Perhaps we can pause there. Are you the registered owner of this property described here?
The property belongs to the family.
Are you
It's
the
a
registered owner, Miriam? Please answer my question.
I think we can get the records from
Are
the
you
registrar of
or
lands.
are you not the registered owner of this property?
The correct position will be the Ministry of Lands.
Are you, Miriam, you're the one who obtained the relief
Yes.
for exclusive occupation of this property? My question is, are you the registered owner of this property?
Your Honor, still I'm on my feet. The court made its own decision. Counsel had a right to challenge that argument, asking whether she is the registered owner. He's trying to look for an appeal.
Perhaps, Your Honor, if my colleague can listen to my next question, then you understand why I'm asking this question and why it is relevant. So I ask him to indulge me just to listen to my next question. But the witness must answer this one first. Are you the registered owner, Miriam, of the property?
The registration documents are with the Ministry of Lands.
I
That
think,
is
Your
where
Honor,
we
so
go.
that we don't have this altercation, you note that the witness is refusing to answer a very simple question, whether she is the registered owner of this property. Which brings me to my next question, Your Honor, which is why I asked this question. Miriam, I put it to you that the reason you filed this case and all the other cases was to obtain proprietary rights which you knew you were not entitled to, since you're not the owner of the property. Your motivation for claiming to be married to the Honorable Linturi, for filing all this litany of cases, was to access the Honorable Linturi's properties.
I would say that is not true, because these are properties that were obtained when we were married together.
Let's go to page 5 minutes.
How much time is allocated? We've been here for some time.
Your Honor, the difficulty has been that this witness, as I told you, refuses to answer my questions, which forces me to repeat the same question 5 times, sometimes reaching a point where I tell you now at this point, just note the witness. So if I have spent more time than the court allocated to me, it is exclusively attributable to all the witnesses responding. It's not my fault.
How much time would you need now going forward?
Your Honor, I would need maybe 5 minutes, then we can have subject, of course, to your diary and availability. Then we can do maybe a quick lunch break. My colleague. Miriam, this suit was actually dismissed on 11th December 1044, the one you got these orders.
Yes.
It was dismissed because your counsel came late, isn't it?
Yes.
Isn't that the moment you filed suit number 1260 when this matter was dismissed?
As I mentioned to you, suit number 1260 is not my suit.
It is not your suit.
No.
It's 10:44 of this year.
Of last year, and even the 1260s of last year, Your Honor. Did your lawyer then email you the pleadings for matter number 1260 of 2018?
The only suit I'm aware of was 1044.
That's not my
and
question.
I think our duty to protect one of our colleagues, the mentioned lawyer, will not be able to defend himself. Kindly let us know.
Your Honor, my instructions are that contrary to what the witness told you, she gave that lawyer the instructions, and the lawyer is willing to come and show that to you if it comes to it. Of course, there are limits as to how deep we can go in that direction. And one of the things I've been given is actually email correspondence showing there were instructions, even if the witness now on the doc says it is not our suit. But as I said, I'm only asking this not to open that case, but to show this is not a witness to be believed on any of the 1,000,001 things she's told you in this court. So I'm not delving into that suit. So did your lawyer send you an email on 20th December attaching the pleadings for matter number 1260 of 2018?
That matter is before another court, and I don't think I will discuss it.
I think, Your Honor, you know the witness doesn't want to answer the question, so that we move faster. Miriam, did you personally, you now, forget your lawyer, did you appear or attend the hearing of matter number 1260 before the Honorable Nyaloti?
No, I did not.
You didn't attend court?
No, I did not.
On the 19th of December, 2018, did you?
19th of December? No, I did not.
Okay. Did you appear before the Honorable Justice Onyego on the same date in matter number 71?
Yes, I did.
Before we went to Justice Onyego's court, which court did we come from? Because we were with you and your lawyers.
I was not there on, with you. I was in matter number 70, the one before Onyego. That is the matter I attended.
I put it to you, Marianne, that before we crossed the road, which is just here, to Justice Onyego,
Your Honor, is counsel going to swear an affidavit so that we cross-examine?
it's easy, Your Honor. The file was pulled out. We can note whether from the record.
You can check the records, but you cannot say they were together.
I'm only saying because everyone, actually this was a televised hearing with these people before they stayed there, so I'm surprised the witness would again disown something for which there are recordings flying all over in the internet, and she was in that court before the Honorable Nyaloti.
I
But
was
it's
not
okay.
in that court.
It's okay.
I was
it's
not
okay.
in that court.
We'll deal with it. Miriam, at page 109 is a judgment you obtained in matter number 71, isn't it?
Yes.
Page?
At page 109, Your Honor of the Bado. Please confirm at page 110 and throughout the ruling that what you were seeking before Justice Onyego was to preserve several properties. Isn't that the relief you were seeking before the Honorable Onyego?
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was. I put it to you again, Miriam, that your real motive was to use the court process as a shortcut for expropriating Honorable Linturi's properties as listed in that case and in this ruling. That's the only reason you came crying, Meru customary marriage, Nandi customary marriage. For you, it was a stepping stone for easy access to property that was not yours.
I confirm that these properties were procured or purchased within our union. That is from between 26th of March 2016 to date.
Any
And
contribution
therefore-
from your part
Yes,
for
there is.
acquisition of any of those properties?
Yes, there is. And I have affidavits and evidences that are going to be presented before this court to confirm the same.
It's okay.
Thank you.
We'll deal with that through Mr. Karanja in the afternoon, Your Honor. I'm suggesting we adjourn at this point. We will need, as I said, no more than 30 minutes. Then we'll be done with this witness when we return.
Is that agreeable?
Can I be started?
No, my sugar level.
Even me, I'm going down.
Let's go down.
Let's just take some time.
And the property in Meru was 2016.
You had indicated to this court you had lost your job with the office of the VP.
Yes.
You confirm.
Yes.
And What were you doing? What was your work during that year?
In 2016,
Yes.
I was already working for Articon Limited. as a
You're
CEO.
working for?
Articon Limited,
When did you start working for Eticom?
late 2015.
It's 2015.
Yeah.
How much did you used to earn for Eticom?
My husband used to pay me.
How much?
How much?
Yes.
He would give me any little monies that he had.
Little monies.
Yes, yes.
You confirm you used to earn little monies.
Yes.
What else were you doing other than that work as a CEO of Eticom?
What else I was doing?
Yes.
I have my own farms
Your
that
own
I
farms.
currently run. Yes. in
Where are
Eldoret.
they?
They are in various locations in Nandi,
Yes.
Eldoret.
Yes.
Yes.
They have names?
The farms.
Yes.
No.
They have no names.
Mm.
They're just farms.
Yes.
What do you do there?
Farming.
What kind of farming?
Trees and
Trees.
other agricultural activities.
So
yes.
you confirm to this court that trees in that year earned you more than 30 million?
I tell this court that I had made money prior to even joining the Deputy President's office. So those are the monies that I used. They were from my savings.
Simple question.
Yes.
In that year that you earned or you helped the respondent in putting up all those things that you told the court, how much was your income that year?
The monies I have informed you
I'm
are
just
not-
asking for that year.
No. The monies I have informed you are monies that had come from savings that I had done, of previous work that I had done, all through before even I came to the Deputy President's office.
Then very simple question.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
We all do returns.
Yes.
Clearing.
Yes.
What was your returns for that year for income? How much tax did you pay?
For which year? 2016.
20. Yes.
I do not recollect
You don't
until I
recollect.
need to go back to the records.
You don't collect.
Mm.
Roughly?
I will need to go back to the records. I do not recollect.
So you have no idea. Thank you. Let's go to the issue of campaigns.
Yes.
You said you participated in the campaigns of the respondent.
Yes.
Were you registered as a voter?
Nairobi.
Nairobi.
Yes.
So, and this is someone whom you said was your, in quote, husband,
Yes.
but you never bothered to change your voter's card?
It is not that I never bothered to change. It
Yes.
is because of the role that I was going to do. I was going to participate in their campaigns at the national level. So, to travel from Meru to Nairobi
Very
on
well.
the same day was
What I
going to be
just wanted
difficult.
to confirm is that you are not registered in Meru as a voter, true?
It is true, and it is because of where I
You are not
live.
registered in Meru.
No.
Thank you. You told this court something was hatched to ensure that the respondent was not in the House, the Parliament, when a motion was to be tabled. True?
Yes.
You confirm. You confirm. You told the court that.
I said there was, yes, there was a plan.
And who was to execute that plan?
I cannot name any names because they
No,
are
no,
not
no,
in
no,
the
no.
proceedings of this court.
Who went with the respondent to allege Super Lodge?
I have only mentioned that I did go with the respondent. to Super Lodge.
Remember, Mary Ann, you said you are the one who was given that responsibility to ensure that the respondent was not anywhere near this parliament. That true?
If you remember, I said I was together with other people. I did not say I was alone.
So in Naivasha, oh, good. Now you are with other people. So who and who are you in Super Lodge?
In Super Lodge, it was me and Linturi by ourselves, just
Yes.
the two of us.
So the two of you.
Yes.
So it cannot be you and other people.
No. Before the going to Naivasha, there was a process.
Very well.
Yes.
I'm still at Super Lodge. Yeah?
Yes.
What does that one talk about the person who have been given the task of ensuring that a hatched plan is executed? What does that say about the character of that person?
I don't know.
You don't know. let me go to Runda House, the property. When was it bought? You said as a family you bought a house or a property in Runda.
The land was bought around July of 2015.
July
and the construction began in September of 2016.
You participated in buying that property?
Yes.
You can confirm to this court?
Yes.
Who was the vendor?
The vendor was, give me the documents.
Use the singular.
So who was the seller?
The seller of the property. Give me the document.
You bought that property, participated, so it's very easy.
King's Commodities. King's Commodities.
When you were buying that property, was it a free property or it had encumbrances?
I cannot speak for King's
cannot?
Commodities,
Very
but
well.
I believe there was encumbrances, but I cannot speak for them.
Very well.
I thought we allowed people to go and have lunch. We are taking soft drinks in court, we're not allowed. Kindly step out. We give you sufficient time to refresh yourself. We must respect authority. Proceed.
So you were not aware on whether the property was free or had encumbrances?
I have said I cannot speak for the vendor.
Still on Sofa Lodge. Did you trick Lesbon to go to Sofa Lodge?
I did not trick him to go to Sofa Lodge. He came with me to Sofa Lodge. We actually drove in his car.
But you told this court there was a hatched plan. True?
I have said I went with him to Sofa Lodge in his car.
You mentioned of the divorce process that you went through. Maintenance. Who maintains the kids and everybody?
The divorce process was very precise. It only talked about school fees for one girl to be paid by the father. Yeah, until the age of 18, until she attains the age of 18, school fees only.
Then you told this court recently you filed another matter against the respondent for maintenance of the same kids. True?
I said I filed a matter with the Children's Court. Yes, it is true.
It's true.
Yes.
What orders were you seeking? Can you confirm to this court the same orders you are trying to seek?
We will need to make reference
Yes.
to the orders,
No,
but
you made
however,
reference.
no, we need to make reference to the documents for me to be able to read the orders I was seeking. Yes.
So was maintenance of the kids one of them?
One of them would be maintenance of the kids.
Very well.
Yes.
We have someone here who already got orders for maintenance from one person, and he files another one for the same orders. What does that talk about the character of that person?
You will agree with me that a child's maintenance is not school fees alone. So the only item that I've been given was school fees. There are other costs and incidentals that those children go through.
Did you succeed in that matter?
Which one? For school fees, yes.
No. The latest one matter that you filed.
It's on appeal.
So it was
It's a
dismissed.
matter under
You
appeal.
confirmed it was dismissed.
The matter is under appeal.
Very well.
Yes.
One of the kids that I told the court you are staying with is the sister's kid, true?
Yes.
You confirm to this court that that sister works in Dubai
At that time, not now.
at that time.
Yes.
And therefore, someone who is working in Dubai will be someone who is well up to maintain his or her kid. True?
Depending on the income and the level of job she was undertaking, at that time she was not able to sustain her children. So I was doing it.
But you wanted now someone else too. True?
The moment you have decided to go move in with somebody who has children, you take over the responsibilities of the family of those children. And in this case, he did it willingly.
Very well.
Thank you.
The alleged marriage was between who and who?
Which marriage?
The one that, the current the marriage that we are in right now?
It's between me and Mr. Linturi.
You and the respondent.
Yes.
You've outried in this court quite a number of your relatives in the mix.
Yes.
Who are these relatives that you allege properties or titles were stolen by the respondent?
The properties were stolen from my mother.
I want to
and
know
my
the
son.
relatives. You said of relatives, now I want to know the names of those relatives from whom the titles were stolen.
I will mention one relative. The others, I will mention them as relatives because they are not going to defend themselves in this court. But the one person who will defend herself.
Remember you said that
Mhm.
titles were stolen,
Yes, they were.
which is very key.
Yes.
So from whom?
So they were stolen from my mother.
From your mother.
Yes.
From
And
the
I will
custody
not-
of your mother.
No, from my custody. I had them.
You have the titles.
Yes.
Very well. So, am I correct to tell this court you are lying that titles were stolen? You have the titles. How could the titles be stolen?
Because he picked them without my permission from the house and went and secured loans with them fraudulently, forged the signatures.
I'll take you to this bundle of documents, the certificate of agency that you filed. On your affidavit, at paragraph 23, that's page 16. What does paragraph 23 say?
And my brother Collins approached the board of this company, the so-called Barons Estates Limited, who resolved to guarantee the defendant's facilities in exchange for shares in the same defendant's company, the so-called Article Limited.
You still insist titles were stolen?
Yes, they were.
You said, I told this court that there is a property that you took lease in Runda.
The two.
There's a lease you took in Runda. You can confirm to this court?
Yes.
That tenancy agreement was between who?
Between George Munge and Linkit Limited.
Between
George Munge and Linkit Limited.
Link?
Linkit. Linkit.
Who signed that lease agreement? Who signed the lease agreement?
Did it? It's here. What page?
Page 102. Page 102, at the bottom,
That's your bundle or my bundle?
your bundle. So at the time of that signing, who were the directors of Linkit who signed that agreement?
I can't tell the owners of these signatures.
You can tell.
Mm.
But you can tell a tenancy agreement was entered into.
Yes.
Which which you have no idea who executed it.
I don't know the owners of the
Very well.
signatures.
And what does that speak about you? You know about a tenant's agreement, you tell the court how you entered into a tenant's agreement, you paid for that rent, then you don't even know who signed that agreement.
If you see from my records, I said the rent was paid by Article Limited. And Article Limited at the time was a company of Linturi.
Very well.
And another
So
director.
you are not the one who paid.
For this, no. For the first tenancy for 1 year, no.
How much was paid?
3.6 million Kenya
3
shillings.
point.
6 million Kenya shillings.
And this was paid by a company that was very broke.
Yes, it was, because at that time they had already secured a facility using fraudulent transactions, which is a fraudulent title belonging to Baron's Estates.
Who owns Barons?
It's owned by my mother and other directors.
Your mother and other directors.
Yes.
Who are those directors? You know them?
They are not before this court.
Are you related to those?
Maybe.
Maybe. So you confirm you're related to all the directors of Barons.
I've said maybe.
You mentioned Barons gave you a power of attorney somewhere.
No.
It's not on record.
I don't have any power of attorney from Barons.
Are you sure, Marianne?
I don't
You
have
never
any power
mentioned-
of attorney from Barons.
You don't have
I
power of
don't
attorney
have.
from Barons.
No.
Can you remember the statement we are referring to this morning?
Which one?
The one that you wrote before the DCI?
I've said it's not my statement.
It's not your statement.
Thank you.
But you confirm from that statement, you said, or whoever said, if not you.
I don't know.
So whoever said, but you can confirm there is
I don't know.
a crowd confirming you said you had power of attorney for Barons Estate.
I don't know.
Marianne, you are in a relation with someone and surrounded by your family, true? True, you confirm?
I don't know. I don't know where you're headed. Let me hear the question.
We have Eticon here, which is a company, which you claim also your relatives had shares. You don't want to go there. We have Barons here, which company you also say your relatives own it. You have Linkit here, which you also say your relatives own it. What kind of web is that?
I don't know.
You don't know. Do you have a trading company?
I, as Marianne?
Yes.
No.
So we have a lady before us today telling us how rich she is, giving money everybody, but we cannot pinpoint what she owns. True?
I have mentioned that I own properties.
What properties?
I've talked about pieces of land.
Pieces of land.
Yes.
And these pieces of land are being converted into Kenya shillings in a night. True? So that,
There is no land that has been sold.
very well. So Marianne, if I tell this court that the reason that we are here today is all about properties, can I lie?
Yes, you will be lying. Because the reason we are here today is a divorce matter between me and Linturi. And the one thing you're not telling this court is that I had savings, which I have mentioned I had.
You had savings.
Yes,
In which bank?
Various banks. Yeah.
You confirm to this court that you told the court that when the respondent came to your home, he was taken through the Nandi customs that were to be undertaken for him to get married to you.
I did mention that he was taken through, but I was outside at that time. So the witness coming
How
in
else
to
then
be
did
able
you
to.
know that he was taken through?
I was informed.
You are informed. So you confirm to this court all stories that you've been telling are all hearsays. Or there is one that there's nothing that you can confirm.
I don't know about that. I don't know which ones are hearsays and which ones are not.
They are all your stories. So which one is true and which one is not?
Everything I've said under oath is true.
Everything that you've said under oath is true. You confirm that?
Yes.
You confirm you filed in this court or in other courts affidavits sworn under oath. True?
Yes.
In the morning, you are running away now from your affidavits which you've sworn from oath. True?
There is no affidavit I've run away from. That was a statement, which is not my statement. That's not an affidavit.
So that statement, was it annexed in an affidavit?
That's what I've said. That is not an affidavit.
Okay.
Yes.
Very well. So if it was not an affidavit, what is it?
I don't know.
You don't know. How many years were you in Eticon as a CEO?
From late 2015 to August 2018.
During that period, you confirmed to this court that you had access to all documents?
Most of the documents, not all
Most of the documents.
Yeah.
Did you abuse your privilege of getting access to most of the documents?
None that I'm aware of.
None of them. How did you get all these documents that you've annexed to your matter?
Which ones?
The ones that touches on Eticon. Did you apply to Eticon to get those documents, or how did you?
Remember, I said
You confirm to this court.
I worked for Articon as a spouse of Linturi because he is the director. So I had access to those documents, being the spouse of Linturi. Let's go back to my house. You claim to have been evicted and then you are instated by the court order. Yes.
Who are guarding that property then
When?
during that period?
Which period? The period before eviction, during eviction, after eviction?
Before eviction.
Before eviction,
Yes.
we had security.
You had security. Who's
Yes.
security?
Our security guys.
Your security.
Yes.
So you confirm to this court that during that period, you had hired security yourself.
I have said we.
We.
That is me and Mythical Linturi.
Yes.
And over and above, he also had APs guarding.
Which company is this? That was securing the gate?
I can't recall.
Can recall. You told the court that you started working in 2015 and got married in 2016, true?
I started working where?
Working with the company?
With Article Limited?
Yes.
Yes, late 2015.
2015.
Mm.
Therefore, you'll be lying when you say you accessed those documents as a spouse.
I am not lying because you have asked me where I've accessed the documents I have today, and those documents were accessed as a spouse. I was a spouse from 2016 all through
2016.
to now, yes.
But you confirm you started working in 2015.
15. And the documents I have said I accessed as a spouse.
So at what point did you start working as a spouse and not as a CEO of the company?
As I mentioned earlier, Mythical Linturi decided that because he is in politics, he goes into politics, and I stay in the company to run the affairs of the company.
Yes.
So that decision then was that I would take care of the operations of the company as CEO of the company,
Yes.
but I am his spouse because it's a family business.
But you confirm from 2015 to 2016 you are not a spouse.
I was cohabiting with him.
You are cohabiting.
Yes.
You told this court and you enumerated a number of women, allegedly, that had cohabited with the respondent. You are number what?
The fourth one.
The fourth one. What made you, let me rephrase that question. And you considered yourself very lucky. That's number 4. And therefore, this confirms that if you are to be number 4, you could have done better due diligence. True?
Matters of heart and matters of
Or
love.
matters of heart.
You can't
Very
do
well.
due diligence, yes.
So it was all about heart.
Love, yes.
So you became bridal by Allah, you confirm to this court, and forgot
I-
the other things.
I have said matters of heart, you can't question much.
Still on matters of heart, you confirm that's why you couldn't bother even to check on whether there was a decline issue or not, because you are blinded by matters of heart. True?
Because he produced documents that I looked at, and because a relationship is all about trust, I trusted the documents he gave to me.
So more on trust. not
Yes,
on any other
relationships is about trust, and that is the key pillar of any relationship.
Thank you. I think I'll speak a bit slowly because I'm normally very fast. Mrs. Linturi,
Yes,
that's your name.
yes, that is my name.
Did you change your ID cards to read
Not
that
yet,
name?
not yet.
Why?
because I didn't find it necessary to change, and I have never changed. Even in my first marriage, I never changed my name.
Even when you went to Sopa Lodge?
No,
you did not
even in
change?
my first marriage, I never changed my name.
Now, I'm going to ask you questions within 2 minutes. And I'm not going to repeat what my colleagues have asked you. But I'll ask you general questions. Do you have a doctor?
General doctor?
Yes.
Yeah, we have doctors.
Do you have one who treats you and your family?
We go to general hospitals.
Which hospital?
Any hospital, any general hospital.
Could you mention which one in particular went last?
To a hospital. The last I went was, I think it was called Dr. Theory, if I'm not wrong.
You just think,
Mm.
but you're not sure.
No, I can't remember. That's why I'm trying to remember.
And why did you go to that hospital?
Dr. Theory,
Yes.
because he was going to check my general body to see if I'm healthy or not healthy.
So, have you ever had?
I think you and I object to medical questions being posed to my client. Only doctors have the desire and an authority to disclose medical records.
Your Honor, I am an authority in medical law practice, and the questions that I'm asking are not related to medical treatment. I'm requesting questions related to propensity of a witness in a stand telling lies. And we are trying to refer to her story, the story she told the court. And that's why I'm coming in to find out whether there will be any necessity of this court at a later stage to call in medical evidence. Thank you. Have you ever attended medical psychiatric treatment?
No.
Have you ever had postnatal stress?
No.
Have you ever gone to hospital for any other ailment? Could be gonorrhea, syphilis, headache.
I've gone for pneumonia, malaria, or those kind of diseases.
You have asked our clients, or you have referred to Honorable Linturi as a fraudulent star. You've painted this man as a star made out of fraud. Is that correct?
Star meaning what?
He's a fraud artist. He stole documents fraudulently to obtain finances. Is that correct?
I have said he stole documents, yes.
Did you report that to the police?
Yes, it is recorded with the police.
And what was the police action?
The matter is still under investigations.
Thank you. Last question. Have you ever told lies before?
Yes, I have.
So if I put it to you that we lured Honorable Linturi into sexual activity in Sopa Lodge so that he could win the whims of lies. Is that correct?
That is wrong. That is not true.
No more further questioning, Your Honor.
Your Honor, that will be the end of the cross-examination of this witness. We don't know whether the counsel for the plaintiff is there as of the examining witness. Perhaps they tell us how they propose to proceed.
It's 3:20. My clients and very many counsels here, me included, want to take their children back to school. Today is opening our schools. And in order to avoid being brought as irresponsible parents one day before these folks, we urge that we adjourn. We can start tomorrow very early. Only on that account. Client is taking her daughter, I'm also taking my son to school and others. So we urge that we take it. We can start tomorrow
Mr. Karandi here waited until the bus left. He has not even taken to nursery school. I don't want to say about Professor Dingy's mustache. Speaks for itself. But I think it's been a long day. We can resume in the morning, as counsel suggests. I can confirm my son goes to school on his own. We didn't allow daughters to go on their own when I was growing up in the village.
And what your colleagues have said, I'm sure the questions are right there for you. How long will that take? Approximately.
1 hour. Then I have several witnesses that
For those ones we agreed,
A few discussions that we've had between the three of us in chambers. So that just housekeeping issues. So you need to think around them as the way forward. Now, going forward. At least I think we're almost there. So start thinking around how we're going to manage. Okay?
yes.